oriented dude for
Oh,
sure.
I love that. I love that.
But yeah, I mean, on the event, like I said, it's 5 days. Day 1 is all about nutrition.
Mhm.
Day 2 is all about exercise, then mindset, then health, then menopause. And so we have 4 to 6 speakers every single day.
Wow.
On our 6th day, that's a bonus day. And we're talking about everything outside of nutrition, exercise, mindset, and so on. So we're talking about careers, relationships, marriage, fashion, empty nesting, guided meditation, guided manifestation, and astronauts.
And
Yes,
astronauts.
gotta
I
add
love
those
that.
astronauts.
So-
Astronauts?
I guess my biggest question for you is like, one, what made you start this? Like, you are only 30, you're wanting to help 40s plus. Like, how did this happen?
Okay, so guess what, guys?
We're not doctors.
No, we are not.
If you're going to be making any major medical decisions, please consult your doctor.
Yes, and that includes diets, exercise, medications, and surgery.
We love you guys.
And we want you to be in our OSLP family forever.
So be careful
And consult
your doctors. We love ProCare. You guys know this. And guess what? They have a brand new product out and it tastes like an orange Tic Tac.
That's right. I have got it in my hot little hands right now. It's their easy to swallow tablet in Citrus Grove. And both of us have fully switched over to it.
We had to because it's easy to swallow, doesn't stick, and it has 45 milligrams of iron. And we both need that.
Yes, we do. So go to procarenow.com to take care of all your bariatric body needs. And our code is the only one that gets you a full 15% off. So use code OSLP at checkout.
Are you located in the Florida area?
Well, we have the perfect office for you. Dr. Fridley and his wife, Macy, have created the perfect, welcoming, and safe place for your bariatric journey.
That's right. So click on the link below to start your weight loss journey now. And don't forget to tell them that the OSLP's girls sent you.
Welcome back, OSLP family! Welcome back to OSLP family.
Welcome, welcome.
You are listening to our Sleeve Life podcast, and this is Kelly.
This is Mo.
Oh my God. Okay, so we have some interesting things happening on the website right now.
Lots of interesting
things. So the first thing is that we now have blogs. We now have journal prompts, and the journal prompts are free.
Journal prompts are free.
So anybody can download those. We have a pillar tracker that is not free, but it covers you for a whole year.
It does.
And there's no dates on it.
No dates. So you can use it however you want, however you see fit. And our patrons get a discount, but we'll talk about our patrons in a second.
Yes. But I also want to talk about our free ebook that is on there right now. It is all about Disney, which, hello, that's me. I'm actually wearing my Elsa hoodie today.
She is.
It's got a giant Elsa on the back.
And it's travel tips.
It is travel tips. Way to reel me back in.
Yep.
It is travel tips, not just about Disney, but if you're going to go have an adventure day or you're spending a weekend away or even a week away.
Or even just going to a concert, because my pregame plan in there is perfect for all types of adventures you're going to go on.
Yeah.
Whether you're going on a hike, we're going to shows, or if we're literally just doing a road trip. So
that is true. And my packing also goes into that.
100% it does.
And Shay's, because we collabed with Shay from the Waiting Table on this ebook, also has some great tips.
Yeah, she does a shopping list.
Yeah.
So for all the things that you could get for your travel, like she has it on there and how to do it. And I'm really impressed by it because I was like, oh, I didn't think of some of these things.
Yeah, it's really cool. And that is free, guys. It's absolutely free. So if you go to that digital download section, you're going to find all those goodies there. You will also find the paid pillar tracker, but I mean, you don't need it,
But there's
you
also
need it.
merch. You want to wear some like OSLP stuff? We have merch all up in that episode.
All up in
that website.
all up in that website.
That's right. There's tons of it.
Okay.
Go
that's
get your merch.
not how I would describe it, but okay, I'm going to let you run with
all
that.
up in it.
Okay. All right. So now at the top of the page,
Yes.
on the main page, you're going to have a little option that says become a patron. Now, Mel's going to tell you why you want to become a patron.
Because it's the best thing ever.
Well,
Duh. No, it's because we have our own support group and it has over 200 people in it. And it literally ranges from like 24 to people in their 60s. We got men and women. We got everybody from the LGBTQ plus in there. Like, if you have a question, someone's going to be able to help you with it. And that's what we love, because not every time can we give out advice because, we've never been there before, or they have the resource right available to tell our people. So go do that. It's a $7 or higher tier, which is the winner's circle. We do recommend the $10 one just because you get a lot more benefits, because you're going to get behind the scenes stuff. You're also going to get your own episode every month. That's just directed towards you guys.
bonus episodes.
Sometimes it's two. It just really depends on what's happening. And
if we're busier.
and we're getting expert people on.
Expert calls.
So exciting.
Once a month, we are going to have an expert call. And so excited about that.
Yeah, because we already booked June, which I know this is already out after that, but there's already one ready to go for July, which is when this is airing.
Yep.
And I'm sure we'll have August and September kind of closed up soon. So.
Well, I figure after this call, we will have August. So
I think so.
and then hopefully. And then you also get discounts, like Mel was saying in the beginning. You get discounts on like the Pillar Tracker, on tickets for events. All of that happens.
Free sales
through Patreon.
Yep. And they even get at every JBY that we have, the Just Be You Awards, the last day is a Sunday. And we dedicate that to our patrons and we give you guys a free Benchy brunch.
Yep.
And last time it was at the top of a hotel and it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was stunning. And the food was so good. I barely got to eat, but the food I did eat.
Yeah, she was late to her own.
Hey, I had to go do Jamie's book signing. Very exciting.
I just like it for shit. I handled it. That's okay.
She did handle it so I could go support Jamie.
Yes,
and
for the both of us.
And her book. Yeah, her first book, because it was so good. Anyways, so then the free way to support us, there is a free way. There's always a free way, is to definitely follow us on social medias.
Yes.
Sign up for the newsletter that pops up on the website. And then the final way, YouTube. So it is preloaded on your phone. You click on it, type in Our Sleep Life Podcast, and we are the only ones. And then you want to click that little bell and the subscribe button so you're notified when future videos like this drop, because you would see that we have a guest.
We do have a guest.
And we're very excited about this.
And these actually drop every single Tuesday.
Yes.
So what's exciting is that we're going to actually be a part of this event that this man is putting on. His name is Joe Hoye, and he's the founder of the Mid Life Makeover Summit.
Yes.
So
welcome on, Joe.
Yo, thank you, ladies. Appreciate that.
Yeah. We're so excited to talk to you about, like, who are you? What do you do? And what was the brainstorming behind this summit? Because we're going to be a part of it. So,
Okay, where do I start? Who am I?
yes, let's start there.
Nobody's asked me that. I am Joe Hoye. I am the owner and founder of Hoye Fit. It's an online coaching business for women 40 plus. I've been doing this for 6 years. 6 years and some change now. At this point, we have 4 coaches that work underneath me. We have a registered dietitian, a behavior change specialist, a mindset specialist, and a movement specialist. So there's next to nothing that we can't do. And the only people we work with are women 40 plus, because they're just like me, right? They're just like me, as you can tell. No, I'm kidding.
Well, how old are you now? You don't mind.
I'm 30 years old.
He's 30.
You are young, sir.
Yeah.
A young guy. Don't let these grays fool you.
Oh, I think it looks very distinguished.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Sometimes
Well,
I'm not a fan, but that's okay. They're here to stay. So that's what we do. And so the reason I'm hosting this Mid Life Makeover Summit is because it directly aligns with my goal of Hoye Fit. And that has always been to create as much impact as I possibly can. 6 years ago, when I started this, I realized quickly I can only help about 100 people at once through one-on-one coaching and group coaching. So I hired coaches. And so now, like I said, we have 4. We can probably help about 500 between one-on-one coaching and group coaching. But that's a really small percentage. There's a lot of ladies 40 plus in this world, and I want to help them all. And the only way I can do it is by partnering with people like you, because I'm sure that there's a lot of ladies 40 plus that are listening to this podcast that don't know me, but now they do. And hopefully 1 or 10 or all of you are interested in our summit. And so it's a 5-day free event. It's completely online. Like you guys just said, Kelly and Mel, you're both speaking at it, but we also have NFL players, cancer survivors, doctors, physicians, motivational speakers, TV hosts, you name it. Basically anybody we could think of. I was joking with my coaching team. Anybody we could think of aside from an astronaut is speaking at this event.
Why not an astronaut?
Trust me, I started trying after we had that conversation. I'm not even kidding you.
Because now I'm like, wait a minute, I want to hear from an astronaut.
A lady.
Yeah.
There you go. I did notice that you have Chris Powell on from Extreme Makeover.
Have you guys spoke with him, or do you just know of him?
I know of him. I would love to speak with him.
He is such a good dude.
I'm sure.
I met him oh my God. Yeah. So we had this conversation off air, how some people are really good when you meet them and some people are less than really good. Chris Powell, better. Like he's such an amazing person. I was speaking at a coaching event like 6 months ago, and so is he. And he said something that really resonated with me. So I pulled him off stage after and said, "Yo, can I talk to you about what you said?" And it was a really personal thing. And he spent like 30 minutes with me just on like something that was not relevant to the event we were at, but he was just like really helpful. And after, he's like, "Dude, take my number, like text me anytime." And so at that time I was like, "Hey, you want to speak at my event, Chris?" And he's like, "Dude, I'd love to." So he's speaking. And like you just said, he was the host of Extreme Makeover Weight Loss Edition for like 7 seasons. He's an amazing guy.
Long time. My mom loved it. I watched all of it.
Okay, so do you think we can get Chris Powell on the podcast? That's what I want to know.
Let's talk about this after. Like, I bet we can do this.
Yep. Because I think that would be really cool. Anyways, okay, go ahead.
He's a generous guy. And like he truly just wants to help, which is like, I think that's why you guys started your business. That's why I started mine. And there's people that are in this for the money and there's people that are in this for the results. Mm-hmm. And he is a result oriented dude for sure.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
But yeah, I mean, on the event, like I said, it's 5 days. Day 1 is all about nutrition. Day 2 is all about exercise, then mindset, then health, then menopause. And so we have 4 to 6 speakers every single day. On our 6th day, that's a bonus day. And we're talking about everything outside of nutrition, exercise, mindset, and so on. So we're talking about careers, relationships, marriage, fashion, empty nesting, guided meditation, guided manifestation, and astronauts.
Yes, gotta add those astronauts. Astronauts.
I guess my biggest question for you is like, one, what made you start this? Like, you know, you are only 30, you're wanting to help 40s plus. Like, how did this happen?
Okay, so but first, I want to pinpoint something you said, is that you said that this event is totally free.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100% free.
Yep.
Yeah. Like,
that's crazy.
Like I said, I started this business for one reason. It was impact. And I want to help as many people as possible. And I speak to people every single day that cannot afford our coaching services. Mm-hmm. And they pigeonhole themselves. They're like, "Well, Joe, I can't afford you, so I don't want to waste your time." Like, it's not a waste of time if you take what I say and apply it. And the same thing is true here. And so the event is completely free. You get all 5 days for free.
Wow.
And that's it. There is a VIP option. And so with that VIP option, it's $27, by the way. So that still includes
like
most
VIP.
people.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I've ever seen
But like,
in my life.
I had to do something. And so every single speaker is also doing a live Q&A after their presentation. So VIP is going to get to talk to you guys live on Zoom. Wow. It's going to get to talk to Chris Powell live on Zoom. Every single person you get to speak with, which I thought would be incredible. So
that's great.
That's a great bonus.
That's a great bonus.
For $27, people.
Yeah. I
Get it
mean,
together.
I don't think I've ever heard of any online summit or whatever you're watching ever being free or $27.
I know. This is crazy.
That's insanity. And I just think that speaks so much to your character of knowing that you are literally doing this, putting all this work into this summit just to benefit everyone.
Yeah. And I do want to point out, Kelly, our Just Be You award show, actually virtual, is free, and our swag bags.
Oh, that is true.
So that is why we definitely vibe with Joe. We're like, yeah, we need to impact as many people as possible. So.
Yeah, and why put it
For
behind?
free.
Yeah, there you go. Well, and then high five to Joe.
High five to you guys for doing the same thing. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, we like to give people the option because we know, like, we both grew up really poor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we know that, like, even $27, which is very affordable, some people may not be able to afford that.
Yeah.
And so to be able to still get benefits of learning from all these incredible people, that just makes my heart so happy. So incredibly happy.
Same.
That's kind of my train of thought. Like, I understand what it's like to not be able to have that $27. I spoke both personally in my life, but also through the people I speak with. I spoke to someone the other day, and I spent, usually it's a 15-minute free call. I spent an hour with her. And at the end of this, I was like, hey, this was helpful, but like, we could go a lot further. Do you want to look into coaching? She's like, Joe, after I pay my groceries and my electric, I have 12 cents in my bank account at the end of the month. And I'm like, okay, let me just see what I can do for you. And so if I spoke with one person like that, there's a lot of other people. And if I can give them this education and they can apply it, maybe that's the thing that gets them out of that situation.
Yep. Yeah. And maybe that will trickle down to where now they're feeling good, looking good. They're getting like better offers for jobs. And then look, all of a sudden now you're getting like your full payment of coaching. So little things like that go a long way.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I would like to ask why.
You interrupted my question. So I would like to go back because I know everybody's wondering, how is this 30-year-old helping 40-year-old plus?
That's what I was going to ask.
You're just re-asking the question I already asked, ma'am, that you interrupted for your information.
All right. Well, we're both on the same page. So,
All right. So
Joe.
I'll answer Mel's question and then I'll answer Kelly's after.
Rude.
Or actually, you know what? I'll just do them at the same time. I'll just do them at the same time.
That makes sense.
So that's a question that I get all the time. It's the big elephant in the room. And it's really a 3-part story. Number one, at 13 years old, I was going down a pretty bad path. I had 2 stepbrothers. Sometimes they were in the house. Sometimes it was just me and my mom. My mom was really my only consistent and super strong role model. And I think she saw that I was going down that bad path. And she's like, Joe, your homework done? I was like, it's done. She's like, do you do all the things that you want to do? I was like, yep. She's like, cool. I'm going to the gym. You want to come? And that was her push to get me somewhere positive rather than go hang out with people that were not positive.
Yeah.
And so as soon as she opened those gym doors, it's like the gates of heaven open, like the angels are singing and the lights shining through. It's nice and gold and bright. Yeah, exactly. And I just fell in love with it. At that time, I was super skinny, just about the same height I am now, 5'11", really, really thin. So I was getting picked on all the time by my brothers, which was just in a fun way, by people at school, not such a fun way, by my friends. It's like, Joe, you're too skinny. Joe, you're too slow. You're not athletic. You're also not that smart. You're not really good at anything. And I hated it, obviously. And so I wanted to change. And I was like, I walked in the gym and I saw all these guys with muscles, like with confidence and talking loudly that looked confident to me. I was like, I can do that. I want to be like that. They're here. I need to be here to be like them. Mm-hmm. And so I started working out from 13 all the way to 18 when I graduated high school. Didn't change a damn thing. I was still just as skinny, still getting picked on, still hated everything. And then I just continued on with life. Like, I wasn't super happy, but I kept pushing through and I started pursuing a career in surgery. And in college, I start partying and drinking alcohol. So I go from being super skinny. I always had this goal weight of about 185, 190 pounds. And I reach that goal weight through alcohol and partying and not good behaviors. And then I blow right by it up to about 220, 225 pounds. So then I have a new problem, right? I'm not skinny anymore. I'm fat, but now I'm fat. I'm still unathletic. I'm still slow. I'm not that smart of a kid. And I'm still unhappy. But like I said, I'm pursuing a career in surgery. And so I'm learning anatomy, physiology, kinesiology, nutrition, everything that a body needs to change, I'm learning. So eventually I have this light bulb moment. I'm like, I can just apply this to me. And so I do. And so I go from skinny Joe to overweight Joe to now I'm exactly where I wanted to be. I am 190 pounds. I'm lean. I'm confident. I'm athletic. I'm coordinated. I have energy. I can focus because I'm giving my body what it needs. And now I can learn. Everything came together. And growing up in a small town, everybody started asking because they saw me like, Joe, you were skinny, you were fat. Now you're jacked and confident. Can you teach me? I was like, yeah, I'd love to. But too many people asked and like, I couldn't help everyone. So it's like, all right, I need to charge and like weed out the action takers. So that's what I did.
Okay.
Transparently, I thought I wanted to help people like me, either skinny guys or overweight guys, just be confident in their body. And so I started running these online challenges, 6 weeks long, and I was going to create those transformations. And so I start marketing, speaking with same way I'm speaking with you guys. And for some reason, I sold a ton of these. And I open up my laptop Sunday morning, I start my Zoom call, and all the faces looking back at me do not look like me. They look like my mom. Every single one of them. And I was like, what happened? How is this? But I came to the conclusion that because I grew up with a strong role model and spent most of my time with my mom, I spoke like her in a way that resonated with her, in a way that made sense to that demographic. So I just naturally attracted them. And by the end of that first call, we were all laughing and having fun. By the end of that first 6 weeks, they all transformed and felt amazing. And I was like, well, shit, I don't need to work with people like me. I love this population. I'm going to work with them. And so that's two parts. Number one, I resonated with them. Number two, I wanted to give back to my mom because she saved me from going down a really terrible path. And then number three, like I said, I was pursuing a career in surgery. And I eventually graduated. While I'm running these fitness challenges, I still got to work because I'm not profitable at the time. So I'm working in surgery. By the way, I was never a doctor. Before anybody Googles me and is like, he's not a doctor. I never said I was. I've had that happen. And so I was a surge tech. My job was to help the doctor do anything that he couldn't do with his own two hands. And so in my role at the hospital I was at, there was 7 people that had my job, me and 6 others. It was me, 6 other women. For some reason, they thought it was a genius idea to take the one male and stick him inside the OB and GYN based rooms. And so I was like, all right, like here we go again with the ladies.
Yep.
And now I spend the next 3.5 to 4 years, probably 3.5 years, working 40 hours a week plus on-call emergency surgery with doctors that spent their entire adult life dedicating it to the female body and how it works. So now I want to give back to people like my mom. I resonate deeply with them and I understand their body in a massive way. And these 3 things have allowed me to create thousands of results for the past 6 years.
I love it.
I don't even know where to start.
That's a hell of a story.
It is. It really is.
You can see how you have slowly just became more about the female body and what we're going through. Mm-hmm. So when you built your team, did you want to have more females on the team? Like, how did that work?
Yeah, that's a good question. So this is now my superpower. The fact that I'm a 30-year-old man that helps ladies 40 plus, because I'll bet you have 10 listeners that are like, I hate this guy. I hate him. Like he knows nothing about me. He will never experience what I'll experience. He can go to hell. And like, you're right. I will never experience it, but I have a huge education around it. And so I battled that for the first 3 years. I would get pushback from strangers that didn't know me or know my results. And so when I had the opportunity to hire, I was like, I am not hiring another guy. I don't want to deal with this. I'm going to hire a lady and then another lady and then another lady. And so now I have 3 female coaches. But at this point, I recognize this is my superpower. And I also recognize that all of our clients do not care where their results come from. They just care about the results. And so we just hired our first male coach he is, God, I love this guy. Steven is a freaking gangster when it comes to coaching.
Gangster, I love
and
it.
he's similar to me, where it's like he resonates with this demographic in a huge way. Like the books that he recommends to people for mindset things, they're coming from like Brené Brown or Carol Dweck or things like that. And like, he just gets them. So it's really cool. But yeah, in the beginning, I was pretty afraid to have another male coach.
I'm sure.
So my question is, what do you see as the biggest problem that these women coming to you face?
Limiting and false beliefs. Limiting beliefs that because nothing has worked in the past, that means nothing will work in the future.
Yep.
False beliefs of you need to eat 1,000 calories or 1,200 calories to live your life and to lose weight. And if you eat more than that, that's not good. And those two things are so detrimental. And if I could change anything, that would be it.
So why is that so detrimental to your body? The calorie part.
Yeah. So 2 examples. I have a border collie. She is 2 years old. She weighs 42 pounds.
Oh,
She eats 1,300 calories a day. Okay. Now I have a nephew. His name's
Wait.
Clayton. He's about 3.
Can I
He
stop you
is-
for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
How do you know your dog eats 1,300 calories?
I'm a nutrition coach.
yeah.
I'm a nerd about this stuff.
His
Right,
dog
like,
stuff.
I'm
Yeah.
like, wait a minute. I am like the weirdest, best dog mom in the face of this earth. Like you all might be asking yourselves, why do these girls love Just Meat so much? Well, we're going to tell you.
Yeah, because so much freaking flavor, guys.
Yes,
Like,
oh
it
my
is
God.
insane. And I love to cook, and this has cut down my cooking time like in half. Literally, the meat part, 2 to 3 minutes.
Who doesn't want that for cooking? And I love, love, love the fact as a single person, I can cook 1 pack and eat that for the rest of the day, the rest of the week.
Yeah.
The
It's
rest of the
insane.
week, people. And I love that it comes straight to your door. I don't have to go to the grocery store. I don't know about you, but I don't like going to the grocery store.
No.
So having this delivered is ultimate.
It is ultimate. And you just go to justmeats.co, pick out all your different flavors. You can really mix and match what you want, and then use OSLP 25 for you to get $25 off your order.
Go now. Are you feeling a little sluggish? Little lack of protein? Little lack of caffeine? Well, we got the fix for that.
That's right. Dive Bar Nutrition has the best protein bars. They have caffeine, protein, and they taste delicious.
So head on over to divebarnutrition.com and use code OSLP at checkout.
Everything. Oh yeah. If
I did not know.
If I died and like could come back as a reincarnate, it would be for dog, because she's like
Wow.
the best dog.
Yeah, I am
Best
a really
dog
good
mom.
dog
But
mom.
apparently not enough, because Joe knows calories.
I know, you just blew me out of the water. Sorry. I'm just like,
So,
wait a minute.
yeah.
Okay.
So I, going off on that little tangent, I probably went to an unhealthy extent as far as like learning about this dog when she was a puppy. Cause like she was my baby. I was like, I need to know everything to keep her as healthy as possible. It's like, how many calories do you need now and now and now and now? And like, I just wanted to give her what she needed. And so that's why I know that.
It's so cute.
But
It's so cute.
also I have a 3-year-old nephew, and he's about 32 inches tall. Now this young man eats 1,200 calories. And so what I like to tell my clients and anybody listening, if you are not 32 inches tall or you're not 42 pounds, you should probably be eating more than 1,200 calories,
I love that.
right?
Yeah.
Like you have a body that needs fuel. You have muscles that need to feed. You have a brain that needs to think, processes in your body that need to happen. And all of that comes from energy, and energy for our bodies is calories. And if we don't have enough calories, our body starts to fight back. It's just a survival state.
And my question is because of my mom. So my mom's
Mhm.
like mid 50. No, she'll be 60 this year. So, and she has some of those limiting beliefs. Her biggest one, and I want to know how you can combat this, is it's too hard to make meals for one person.
No, it's not. I do it every day.
I know. But what
You
does
just have leftovers?
what does Joe say? Because I tried that. I was like, Kelly lives alone. This is what she does. And my mom still gave me that.
I'm by myself. I'm
blank
alone.
look. Like I was dumb. So I would like to know.
So
How do you fix that?
Yeah. How do you
Number
fix
one.
that limiting belief?
number one, Mel's mom, message me after this. I'll send you a link. And I have a video where I teach you how to make 7 days of meals in like 60 minutes. So we'll do that. But how do I fix this? It's really hard to fix a limiting belief until somebody sees it for themselves. And so what I tell our clients, because they've already put their trust in us and invested in us, is that they've trusted us so far. We haven't been wrong yet. Why would we be wrong now? Please just try this and then tell me after, was it hard? Was it difficult? Did it ruin your life? Did anything bad happen? Or was it not as bad as you think? And just like anything, there's a right and a wrong way to do it, right? Like if you're spending all of Sunday in the kitchen for the next week, nobody wants to do that.
No.
But if we can spend an hour for 7 days, I would take that trade all day long. And so we just need to teach people the right way to do things for their life.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause that's kind of like what I was telling. I was like, Mom, things have changed a lot.
Yeah.
Because she was just like, it's just so hard. I don't know really what to do. And I told her about Just Meats, went through that whole spiel with her. She's kind of like, she's really thinking about it now since we do have a code. For those that don't know, it's
Just Meats
OSLP 25.
And it's delicious.
And we do literally lives every Thursday showing you how to use it, how fast it is.
Yeah.
Because me and Kel can get a live done within 20 minutes of just cooking, sometimes less.
Yeah. And that's
So-
with us bickering and fighting.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Literally like a married couple. So like I was trying to show her like you can, but she's just like, it's just hard, Mel. It's just hard. And I'm like, it's not anymore. So I will give you her email and you can send her a link.
I'll absolutely do
like,
that.
what is this?
I know. She's like, who is this Joe messaging me?
Why is a 30-year-old man messaging me?
Like,
For weight loss? What does he
trying to
know?
hit on you. This isn't Bradley. This is a professional.
Yeah. Brad. Yeah.
He does all the time.
He emails her?
No, but he used to hit on Mom.
Really?
Every time they were together.
He's so fun.
He did it because it would make Matt feel uncomfortable. Well, that tracks. So he's one of those that likes to just a weirdo.
Right. Anyways.
Others.
So that's a really cool way. And I would love to actually see that video of
Just actually send it
meals
to
in
us and we'll play.
60
Absolutely.
minutes.
Yeah.
Because like Mel said, I live alone.
Yeah.
I live alone. And so I worked it up in my head that cooking for myself was too difficult. And so then I started ordering Taco Bell. And then, or I just wouldn't eat.
Yep.
And then the more that I focused on like, no, I just need easy things. And then Just Meats kind of came into our lives.
Perfect
And
timing.
I can make a whole week of meals with one pack of meat. And I can change it up. So like I did herb roast chicken this on Sunday night. Might have been Sunday night. And I made that and broccoli. Then I made chicken taquitos out of it. So like I just switched it up each night, but using the same general meat.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just learning those things and then also keeping things on hand that you can easily turn into a healthy meal.
Yes.
I think that's key.
I love that. So that's very similar to how I do it. But if we want to break it down, it really just comes into changing how you think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would
You know,
agree.
like you just said, because you probably didn't used to think that you could cook a bland ground beef or ground chicken or ground turkey at mass amounts, leave it in the fridge, and then the next day pull it out and put a different seasoning on it or put a different sauce on it or add a different vegetable to it or some different rice. And like now you have a completely different meal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But when you start to think like that, then you get creative and then you can make anything taste amazing in like 10 seconds.
Oh yeah.
You really can.
It's so easy. Like the meat is already cooked. So then I'm like, okay, well then I'll just roll it up in a tortilla with some cheese and it's a taquito.
Yep.
And then I have that. And it's actually been making me connect more with like what I'm putting in my body, I found. So because I'm more active, I also bought a menu for my fridge. So now I can visually see what I'm eating each day. Before, I would never bring a lunch. I would never bring snacks. I would power through the whole day without eating. And then I would go home. I'd be ravenous. I'd be snacking while I'm trying to figure out dinner. And then I'm ordering something quick, but expensive because it's freaking DoorDash and it's stupid expensive. And I get it. You know, you're paying people to do it, but it's like
they're paying people to do what you wouldn't do. That's
exactly. I don't want to leave my house. Once I get home from spending all day in the studio, I don't want to go anywhere. I'm tired. And I'm sure everybody can feel me. They leave work, they're tired, they don't want to stop at the store.
No.
So what I do is every Sunday, I go through my fridge, I throw out the leftovers, then I make a plan. Okay, what am I eating this week? Okay, what do I need to go to the store? And then I go to the store, bring it home, and then I'm fully ready for the week. And I don't have any excuses to not eat well. And before I had excuse after excuse after excuse of why I couldn't eat well, why I couldn't get enough protein.
I heard it all the time.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. She would come down and she'd be like, I'm making lunch. You want something? Nah, I'm fine.
I'm like, you're not.
I'm not fine because I have to eat protein.
Yes. I'm like, girlfriend.
Yeah.
I even made it and you won't eat it.
And I have no idea what happened. Because I was slowly working towards, like, when Just Meats came into my life, I was like, okay, I'm getting better. Okay, it's getting easier to cook for myself. And then all of a sudden something changed. And I was like, why aren't I just doing this? And I bought the menu. I got it on my fridge. And like that night I had it up on my fridge. Even though it was like a Thursday, I still wrote up the rest of the week. Because it was like, no, if you're going to implement this change, I need to implement the change now. I can't wait until Sunday. I can't wait until tomorrow morning. I need to do it now. So I wrote down what I could, and I've just become very connected to what I'm putting in my body. What am I cooking myself? I don't need to go out to dinner. I don't need to order these things because I've already been prepared for what I'm eating this week.
Yep.
I love that. I'd love to know what it was that started that snowball effect. But for most people, I find that they can't take all of those steps at once, right? Like they can't get the menu, go shopping, do the prep, put it in containers, like, especially if it's their first time. And so what I'd love to see anybody do that's like, shit, I wish I could be like Kelly on this. Order the menu. Like find the menu that Kelly got on Amazon, order it, put it on your fridge. Done. You just won week one. Week two, now you got the menu filled out. Go to the grocery store, get what you need, cook half of it, right?
Yeah, you don't have to do all of it.
You know, and then you just won week two, and you realize it wasn't that bad. And you're like, well, if I did it for 30 minutes, I could probably just spend another 30 minutes and do the rest.
Yep.
And then week three is one. Then before you know, you have a month under your belt, and you're good. Like there's that habit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because like I was saying, I didn't start all at once. I slowly figured it out with Just Meats. And I slowly figured out, okay, well, now I need a menu. Okay, now I'm going to fill out the menu. And I like this menu also because it's clear. And so it's very aesthetically pleasing to me. And then it comes with 7 different color pens and they all magnet to your fridge. But then on the side, it has like a note section. It has a grocery list section. And so when I notice that I'm out of something, I can literally write it up there. So I'm not starting from scratch on my grocery list. I've already begun that throughout the week as I ran out of things. And it really, really helps. So Amazon storefront, it's in there. So go get it. Go get it. Go get it. It's worth it. And it's like $10. Like
there it is.
Super inexpensive way to get yourself more on track.
Step 1 to success.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I like how you have nothing to say over that.
I didn't know if Joe was going to keep going, so I didn't ask anything.
Your turn's up, baby.
Oh, apparently my turn is up. Here we go. Okay, so, all right. So now we know, like, how you got out of all this stuff, right? Like, what you did to get here.
Yes.
Now we know, like, you're really passionate about making sure there's an impact. So what triggered you to do a summit?
It was just the same thing. I just wanted to help more people, and I couldn't reach enough. So like Chris Powell, you guys know Chris Powell.
Yeah.
A million other people know Chris Powell. Of those people, like Mel, you said that your mom was the one that was obsessed with him because she was watching his TV show. Your mom is the person that I work with.
Yep.
So I would assume there's a whole lot more of Mel's mom in Chris Powell's world. And so if I can have Chris present on something and bring his audience so he can learn from you and the NFL player on mindset and my registered dietitian coach on health and everything else, and we can educate them all in one place on everything they need, that's it.
We're going to hold
pause for a second.
The water bottle's right there.
Okay. Why is it your son? Is your son home?
Yeah. I don't know. They just like to hear Nova fucking bark.
Nova.
It drives me nuts. It drives me. So I have a little pug, and the studio's in the basement, right?
Uh-huh.
So for some reason, when people walk upstairs, now she's in the basement barking up at the stairs. I'm like, what do you just go up there?
Yeah.
Figure it out, Nova. What are we doing here? Like, this is so frustrating.
They're not very logical dogs. Like, they just don't do the wise thing.
They don't do the wise thing, and that's fine. Miss Kelly got it done, though, so I don't hear
I love
her
it.
anymore.
Your son had his door closed, and she's literally barking out in front of it.
Oh, because she wants to hang out with Dylan. It's exactly what she wants. I love it.
I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah. Shove her in there.
Well, I let him know I was opening the door first because I don't want to know what's in there.
It's true. You don't want to walk on a 18-year-old boy.
That's dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
Yeah, no.
I even announce myself now.
You have to.
Mom's coming.
Yeah, you have to.
He has a girlfriend, so I don't want to see anything.
No.
I've known that child since he came out.
Wait, is she here?
I don't know.
Oh.
I heard him talking to somebody, but I don't know.
I love this. Like, she just randomly shows up, and I'm like, I need to know who's in my house.
Mm-hmm.
I would appreciate that. Thank you. Okay.
It's like having a second built-in mom.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I'm like, he'll tell me something, and I'm like, I am your aunt. And he's like, you're not my aunt. I'm like, I was there when you came out of your mom. I was there her entire pregnancy. I'm your goddamn aunt. Show me some respect.
Yeah.
So
I like auntie.
I'm an auntie.
You're an auntie.
I like aunt as well. Aunt, it's just like an insect.
Yep.
Yeah, I like aunt. I'm your auntie.
Your auntie.
It's like auntie.
And he graduates in 2 days. So he's not caring about anything.
Yeah, he thinks he's a big dude now.
Yeah. Her son graduates, and then my bonus kid graduates. So they're literally 5 hours in between.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's going to
You guys are going to both?
Yep.
Yep.
We are.
And then we have Bianca's graduation party on Saturday at 6. It changed to 6.
I know. I talked to that.
Okay, good.
Anyways. So back to
it.
Joe. Okay.
Yes.
So it basically came about because you wanted to give more impact to everybody else. You want in the fact that Chris Powell has all those people like my mom, which is perfect for you.
Well, and that kind of is another reason why we get along with you so well, I think, because you not only are out there just trying to help people, and you're trying to help and give more information. And that's one of the reasons why we started JBY, because we saw a need for celebration.
Yeah.
Because we are so, in our community, we're so hyper focused on what's my weight? Where am I going? Where am I at? Okay, I've got to do all these things. Wait. What do I look like? What am I fitting into? And we were like, wait. Let's stop for a second.
Yeah. Can we pause?
And let's celebrate the fact that you guys are out here not only doing the damn thing, but you are also sharing your story to the masses. And sometimes it is very uncomfortable things that you're sharing, but you're doing it to help other people.
Yep.
So we want to stop and have one night where you just get to enjoy where you're at. And I love that you are under the same mindset as us.
Yeah, people, I mean, I think it's probably just the human condition, but people are rarely happy with what they have, and they're always reaching for something more. And whether that's health or wealth or relationships, whatever it is, they're always reaching for more. And so it's funny, on Wednesdays, I actually meet with all of our coaches, and we do a game tape recording and watch one client call. We pick it apart. And so the client call that we watched today was Kate, our head coach, our registered dietitian, meeting with a client that's absolutely killing it. And she started the call off. She had this list that the client didn't know. She started this call off with hey, how do you think your progress is going? She's like, well, I don't know. The scale went up today, so I'm not feeling like super great about it. And she's like, okay, cool. Well, you mind if I kind of like recenter you? She's like, sure. She's like, awesome. So your heart rate's dropped by like 10 beats per minute. That means that you are a million times more healthy cardiovascularly. Yeah, I saw that your weight went up this morning, but I also saw you took measurements last night. The worst possible time you can take measurements because you have way too much water in your body and way too much food. And oh, by the way, every single thing went down. I know you said you were wearing a size 18 and it was tight. I saw you wearing a size 14 last week. So good job on that. How are you feeling about your progress now? And she's like, I feel good. I feel really good. And then she started to like accept that and feel good about herself. And she's like, by the way, these are things I didn't tell you. Like my mindset's way different. My relationship with my husband is through the roof. I'm starting to get my kids into exercise just because they see me exercising. And so like every single thing is changing, Kate. And I was like, that's what it's about. Nice. Way to celebrate yourself.
I love that it's like you kind of have to recenter yourself, refocus in of like, because I know Mel the other day, we were talking, she's like, I've only lost 2 pounds. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, you've been trying for months to lose 2 pounds and you lost 2 pounds. Like, that's amazing. And
2 pounds in what time frame?
What was it, like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, sorry to call you out, but I was just like, that's amazing. Yeah. You are killing it. And then she texted us yesterday and was like, I'm down another 1.6 or something. 1.6 pounds. So you've lost almost 4 pounds and you've been trying for months and you finally started hitting it. Yep. And it's like, okay, but you're doing it.
I know. It's so
hard
so cool. To like, I can preach, I can talk about it, but it's very hard for me to accept like these are little wins. You should be happy for yourself.
Yeah.
Like it feels unnatural for me to be excited about myself or things that I've done or things that I'm working towards. Like it's, I think from being so big for so long, when I hear 2 pounds, I'm like, that's nothing. I've lost 129 pounds before. So in my head, I'm like, whatever. But really, of course, like to get to 129 pounds, I had to lose a little bit every single week to get there. So I had to remind myself. And also when Kelly was like, what the hell are you saying? Like, is this a good thing? Yeah. You need people around you that will recenter you, even if it's just a little bit. And I like the fact that she went over even just the heart rate.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I do have a question about that. Can you give us a little bit more insight about why that actually is important with the heart rate dropping like it did for this person? It was 10 beats per second that went down, or 10 beats per minute, sorry. Per minute.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think the number she said, and this could be inaccurate, but I think she went from like 74 beats a minute to 64, which is much closer to a healthy range. And I mean, our heart's a muscle, and realistically, we basically only get so many beats in our lifetime. And so if we're blowing through those beats super fast, we're limiting our lifespan. Whereas if we can slow that down, we get to live longer. These people get to spend more time with their kids and their grandkids and see how their life ends up and spend time with their loved ones. And so that's a lot of what we focus on, is not just what's the number on the scale say. Because as we saw for this client, like that didn't mean shit. It went up, but everything else improved. And so we like to focus on the health gains.
So what is a healthy range?
I'm sorry?
What's a good healthy range for your heartbeat?
It depends. Like, are you an athlete? Are you just an everyday person that wants to be healthy? I would say anywhere between 40 and 60 is probably great. Yep.
Okay. And that's your resting heartbeat?
Resting. Yeah, correct.
Perfect. Not right after you work out.
No.
That would be a bad time to look at that.
That would be hilarious.
That would scare you. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I'm like, it's 154.
No, I think refocusing that brain, and I like that you do kind of go over the calls, a random call with your coaches, so that you can say, okay, well, this didn't work, but this worked. I really like that you did this, so that your coaches can become better and better at being a coach. I really like that.
The quality.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, at this point, it's funny. I was talking with someone else that has a business like mine. And at this point, I don't coach clients directly. I don't have any clients of mine. I meet with all of our clients on a Tuesday group call and I'll help them along. But I'm coaching the coaches to become better. And so like one of the big questions that I recently started asking them is, how can you become a better person that would also start to affect your clients in a positive way? And so our coaches have like really dove deep on that and taken it into heart and been like, well, I have a lot of stress in my life. And if I manage my stress, I would show up better for my clients. And if I showed up better for my clients, I could communicate better with them. And if I communicated better, they would understand better and then they would get better results. And so like they're taking care of themselves. And by doing that, they're taking care of their clients better. And so what it just comes down to is practicing what we preach to our clients.
Yeah. Well, and I want people to like really hear what he just said. The fact that his coaches help themselves first. And that also means us too. Like we have to help ourselves first, take care of home base, and then everything else will fall in line.
I completely agree.
And it's super important because me and Kelly talk about it even when we're traveling. It's like, remember to take care of yourself this morning. Remember to do your stretching. Remember to, like for me, I roll out my legs with a massager thingy.
Yeah.
And like, I make sure I have my protein before we leave the house because especially when we're traveling, we don't know when we're going to be able to have protein again. So I even put my little, these, oh, they're not this one. The Core Power, I actually travel with these in my luggage.
Yeah.
I'll put like however long I'm there for, I put that many in there. And yes, I have to like not put other things in there because of the weight, but I don't care.
Oh, I just had a really good idea.
It's very important for you to get certain things as you're moving along.
You know how whenever we land, I'm out of seltzer and I can't find it anywhere because airports haven't picked up on like the whole plain seltzer thing. I should put them in my checked bag. So then when we pick up our bags, I can just open it and then I have a full.
Yeah, even if it's just one or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing
Are you a big seltzer fan? What is this?
Oh, 100%. Like just plain
It's wild.
seltzer. I buy 424 cases a month that go into my closet at my
So
house.
seltzer also is annoying to where their cases are like 8 or 12 cans.
Unless it's Safeway and then it's 24.
Yeah.
So I only go to Safeway and then I'll get 4 of these giant cases. I'm sure everybody thinks I'm absolutely insane when I go through the checkout line. And then I put them in my closet and then I just rotate them out through my fridge.
Yeah.
And that's all I drink. I have one here. I actually have 4 cans in my car.
Yep.
I keep them everywhere. They're in my laptop bag because I don't like regular water. I have found this out about myself. And I'm like, I don't like plain water. Like, at my birthday dinner, I'm like, can I just get a soda water from the bar? They bring me and I see a little bit of bubbles. And so I'm like, okay, this is normal. I take a drink. I'm like, it's plain. It's plain and it's flat.
Yeah. And then I tried it because I like plain water. And I was like, no, there's something up with this.
Yeah, it was
it's
funky.
not. Because then they brought
It's like a half and half.
water. I think that's what they did to her. Yeah.
Yeah.
So really, no, she likes all the bubbles.
Yep.
I literally one time, like, not one time, it's been a few times I've done this now, where I'm like holding her stuff for her in the way she's doing something. And then I take a drink and it literally attacks your mouth. I do not like seltzer. Yeah. It is like, especially when you're thinking it's plain water coming at you and it's like literally attacking. You're like, what is in my mouth right now? This is not water at all. But she has to be savvy.
Yeah, I do have to be very savvy. I will drink plain water if I am in Disney because they do not carry like any seltzer in their park, and which is, I think they're missing out. But so I have my liquid IV, and every time we get off a ride, I buy a bottle of water, pour the liquid IV in it, shake it up, and then I drink it. And I just chug the whole thing, and then I'm done. But other than that, I have to have seltzer at all times.
Yeah.
So I have 2 really big takeaways from this. Number 1 is, how often do you go to Disney?
Quite often. At least 3 times a year.
Oh, okay. Not as bad as I thought.
If I lived closer, I would be going like at least once a month.
Yeah. We've already gone twice this year.
Yeah. And we're about to go
to
a third
Disney.
time.
And now we're going to Disneyland.
Yeah.
And then Melanie is done for a year.
Yeah. And I'm already planning my birthday next year.
Done with
Business expense, that stuff right there.
Oh,
I love it. Nice. And then next, I love like what we can take away from this is that you found something that works for you.
mhm. Yeah.
There's no one size fits all.
Yep.
Kelly's like, you know what? I hate plain water. I recognize the benefits of water. I'm going to find something that I like. Seltzer checks that box. I'm still going to
Yeah.
be successful. I love
Yep.
that.
And it's just
100%.
plain. There's no sugar. There's no additives. It's literally just bubbly water.
Just
Yeah.
bubbles. Just a little
And
bubbles.
the cool thing is that you can also, like, if you like flavored, but you don't want to get any, because I know some of those seltzers, they can have sugar in it if it's a
Yeah.
flavored one. Just get like the little zero sugar packs at Dollar Tree, put those in, mix it around, and you've got a bubbly water.
That's what Sarah
flavored
does.
Good. Yeah.
Like those that know Sarah Pulling from the community, legit, like when she came down here to help us with JVY, like I took her to Dollar Tree and she just fucking stocked up.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's the deal. You have to figure out what works for you.
Yep.
Because I feel bad because I think it was when we were in Vegas and I was like, Kelly, I'm tired of searching for fucking self support.
Yeah. She was not very nice.
I wasn't
about it.
nice. I was like, I can't like drink either fucking flat water or figure it out.
And I did.
I am not, and you did
I did.
immediately.
Yep.
Because I was like, I'm not walking around this place finding seltzer for you. This
And I'm
is
like, you don't have
insane.
to walk with me.
You always want me with you,
Not always.
except for the bedroom.
Oh my God.
I don't belong in
Please
there.
don't be in my bedroom.
Most
That's
times.
awkward. But yeah, I figured out that like bars, find a bar in an airport and
Yes.
they will have seltzer or
Oh yeah.
soda water.
Yeah.
And it works. So, but I've figured it out and what works for me. And I'm continuing to do that because it's really, really hard sometimes when you're watching all these social media people and they all have different ways of doing it. And you're like, but I don't know what works for
Well,
me.
also, I'm like, I'm a regular person. Like, I'm not going to the gym like 90% of my
Yeah.
time. So it's like, what do we do?
Yeah. And so
Mhm.
it's really like asking those questions. Does this work for me? No. Okay. What will? What
will?
can I change about this that will work for me? And what's interesting about going into that topic is that's actually going to be our topic
That's what I was going to say. is,
Yeah.
guys. Okay, so we
for
are
the summit.
we are here for the summit. Like again, it's July 15th through the 20th.
Well, did you need to read my notes?
I did.
I felt like you were cheating.
I
in
know.
class.
Like do a little
Jesus.
peek over there. But we're going to actually be talking about routines and like how to build a routine, how to break it down, where to start,
Mhm.
our experiences. And so we're going to do a whole presentation on it. And then we'll take live, apparently, with the VIP.
Yeah.
We'll take live one-on-one.
Well, and the other question, the first question when we came up with this was, who are you and what do you want?
Mhm.
Just write that
Because
down.
that is like, okay, who am I? Who am I? Where am I at in my life? Am I single? Am I married? Do I have kids? Do I not have kids?
Do I work from home?
Do I work from
not?
home? Do I have to drive to and from work? Is that trip 10 minutes or 2 hours? All of those questions leads up to figuring out what your routine looks like.
Yeah, a strategy plan
Mhm.
for you. Because I used to work in the office. Like for 6 years, I worked in that, well, 5 years in one office and 6 in the other. I
Mhm.
understand office. I understand cubicle life.
Yep.
I get it. There's certain things that you have to do to be
Mhm.
successful in those situations. So we're going to help build you guys a plan and show you how to build it for yourself because it's going to be different.
Yeah.
And I love that fact that like Kelly's been a freelance person basically her whole career. You know, she was a really like awesome photographer. A lot of people know her in Oregon just from her photography. And for me, I've lived in the office world since literally I had Dylan 3 months later. I was in Wells Fargo. I stayed there. I'm a lifer. I was there for 6 years too.
Yeah.
So I understand it. Like I went from there to the Department of Revenue to there to the Progressive, and now I work from home. So I've had to change a lot of different ways of like dealing with my day and trying to be successful. So we want you to join in on us.
Yes.
Again, he said it's free for everyone. If you want the VIP, it's only $27.
Yep. And we're going to help you build a routine that works for you. And that's just the biggest takeaway I could say from, listening to this episode and listening to us talk at the summit is building a routine that works for you. If it doesn't work for you, you're not going to do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
You're really not going to do it.
I've learned from coaches like Joe, why are you doing an exercise you hate?
Yep, exactly. Good
What are
coach.
you doing to yourself?
Yeah.
Why are we doing that?
And why are you eating foods that you hate?
Yes.
There are so many different foods out there, and eating boiled chicken and sweet potatoes and plain gross quinoa
whatever
is not going to get you where you want,
Yes,
because then you're going to just binge after, you're going to get sick of it.
Yeah, that's from the past, guys.
So find stuff that you actually enjoy. If you don't like turkey, don't eat turkey.
Mm-hmm. I love this.
It's very, very simple, but we make it bigger in our heads than what it's supposed to be.
Yep.
And that's why I think summits like this are so important. Working with coaches like you and your team is so important because it helps us get out of our own brain and line it up in very easy steps.
Yes, and we'll have all that linked below for you guys to get in contact with Joe, to watch the summit, to get with his team, because they're doing incredible things.
They are. I am completely honored to be a part of it, Joe. And thank you for asking us.
My pleasure. And so this is the most I've heard about your presentation at the summit. And now I'm extremely excited because it sounds like you're presenting in a way that people are they're going to have their notebooks out. Yeah. Okay. And then what do I do? And then I do this. And by the end of it, they're going to have this exact blueprint on how they need to create a routine for their specific life, for their specific outcome.
Yeah.
And those are the only two things we need. It's all right, this is my life. How do I get here to my outcome? With the life that I have. And if you guys can create that for them, that's going to be huge. Another thing I wanted to say is I love that you guys see the power of coaching, because I think that you two and myself, I hired my first coach at 14 after my mom got me in the gym. Myself and everybody else listening can absolutely see the success they want without a coach. It's not like a coach is a magic tool to get someone where they want to be by snapping their fingers. But what it does is it compresses time, right? We can create that routine with someone faster and avoid trial and error through coaching, because you're hiring an expert.
Yeah. I mean, I worked with my friend Jamie. She's called the Sleep Dietitian on social media.
Go check her out. She's amazing.
She's amazing. She has her own book. She has her own company.
The tribe is phenomenal.
It is phenomenal for people going through bariatrics, because it's every single topic that you can think of. And there's a support group every single day.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's incredible.
It's been growing and growing.
Yeah.
Now it's every single day and sometimes twice a day.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But I remember going to her and saying, I don't know what to do. I was at the height of my regain. I felt very out of control. I was eating like crazy. I didn't understand what was happening. And I knew that I needed to ask for help. And so I was messaging her and I was like, hey, are you taking clients, or do you have somebody that you feel you have trust in to do a coaching? And she asked me some very pivotal questions. Is this something that you just want macros? Because that's what I asked for, because I thought that's what I needed. And again, that's something that I didn't need. And I just thought I needed.
Yep.
So that's what I asked for, because everybody talks about macros.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, can you just give me macros? And she said, well, is it something that you actually want just macros, or do you want coaching? And she's like, there's no wrong answer. I just want to know that you're going to the right person.
Yeah.
And so we kind of chatted back and forth, and she said, you know what? I will take you on as a client and I will work with you. And from day one, it had nothing to do with my weight. It had nothing to do with macros. It was literally mindset. Where was I at? What was I thinking? Was I journaling? Was I working beyond those limiting beliefs? All of those things, which I think you and Jamie would get along really, really well.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. And it was just very eye-opening. And once I could get into it, because I was also doing therapy at the same time with therapy and with coaching and all of those things, everything just kind of fell into place. And I started this new healthy, I don't know, whole routine.
Yeah, whole journey.
Yeah. So I definitely believe, all that to say, I definitely believe in coaching. I think everybody could utilize having some type of coach in their life because we don't know it all as much as we want to.
No.
The
we
right
don't.
coach.
The right coach.
The right coach. And we preach a lot that like, hey, it's not just athletes that need coaching. Like you don't have to be an athlete to get coaching. You just need a team to help you. So like go to your doctor, talk to your dietitians, your nutritionists, reach out to coaches that are available like Joe. You just need to have people around you that will support you and have the same goal for you and willing to work with you on it. And there's lots of people that love to help. So you just have to ask. Me and Kelly have been there where we're like, I don't want to ask.
I don't want to ask. I don't even want
to know these things.
Well, and we don't like to, as a community, I think we don't like to say like we need help.
Well, because we don't want to feel like a burden.
Yeah. And I think that's from being obese. We were always a burden. So we don't want to be a burden now. And so, and if you don't talk about it, then it's not real. Yeah. And I think that was a lot of like, both of us went through that with our regain. We didn't want to talk about it because then if we talked about it, then it was real. And then we had to start the process all over again. Yep. So it's very imperative that you talk about it when you're having issues and you ask for help from the correct people. Yes.
I love that. A lot of mindset things there. This would be a good segue into the thing that I asked you if I could do at the beginning.
Yeah, go ahead.
So for anyone that's like, okay, let's go. So for anyone that is thinking about this and being like, man, these 3 people that have all attained success in some way or another are all agreeing that coaching is good. I'd love to just give someone coaching for free for the next 6 months.
Isn't that cool?
For 6 months, guys.
That's a long time.
That is incredible. And so somebody from our community could win 6 months of coaching with Joe's company.
Yeah.
You can get a lot done in 6 months.
You
can get a lot done, especially up here in the mindset.
Yes.
So what I'll do is I'll make a form and I'll send it to you guys and we can maybe toss it in the show notes. But anyone that fills it out, you're going to apply for coaching. And it is, I need your first name, your last name, your phone number, your email. If you give me the wrong number, I'm not going to be able to contact you. So I promise you don't win. Okay. And then lastly, I want you to sell me on why you deserve to win 6 months of free coaching. Okay. And this is why or how I choose the winner. Like I need a nice, compelling story. Make it fun, make me laugh, make me cry. The last person that I did this to, I was on a call with her to see if coaching was right for her. And she just made me start crying because of the story that she shared. And I was like, you know what? Can I just coach you for free? Because I knew she couldn't afford it. And she's freaking crushing it right now, which makes me so happy. But yeah, back to it. I would love to give away 6 months of free coaching to one of your listeners, just as a thank you for having me on and making it through an hour with myself and these 2 fun people.
Oh, I love it.
Well, thank you.
Guys, we will have that in the show notes. That is an amazing giveaway.
Yes,
for sure.
We really appreciate you doing that and giving up 6 months.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I can't get past 6 months of free coaching. Like, if you're having a rough time and you need somebody, I mean, fill that out.
This is the
Fill
time.
that out.
If you don't think we're talking to you, we're talking to you.
Yes.
You're listening right now and you feel this, then you need to just go to the show notes, click the button, and fill it out.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt to fill it out. You know, it does hurt not filling it out.
Yeah.
So go do that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It was so much fun to have Joe on.
Yes, thank you so much for being on.
We do have a website. Go to ourslifepodcast.com. You can get all your merch needs, your pillar needs, your downloadable documents, journals, all the things there. Mm-hmm. You can become a patron on patreon.com/OSLP. They get all the goodies, guys. Mm-hmm. They get all the pre-sales discounts that you would want. And lastly, go to YouTube. Super easy. Click that button, click the subscribe. You're going to get these every single Tuesday. And this was just a really fun one because we got to do it with Joe.
Yeah. And don't forget to follow us on all social accounts.
Yes.
Because that's how you're going to learn about all the fun stuff that we do all the time.
On the daily.
So, all right. Well, we love you guys, and we will see you next time. Bye.